Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Calcutta Races Winter Meeting 6-day Saturday 28 January 2023 race preview. The first race of the afternoon is the Kalia Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 2,400 meters. First up, we're looking at Magneto, who's had 3 starts so far. First up in race number 12, it finished on second behind Monteverde, and his next start it won in race number 27 over 1600 meters. Then it went over the Derby trip in the Calcutta Derby, was in last spot as they entered the home straight, made up some late gains, and eventually came out and finished on 5th behind Success, who was the winner. Number 2 is Creation of God. Creation of God has had 2 starts so far in this season. First up, it finished on 3rd behind Mandeville over 2000 meters in race number 21. And his next start in race number 40, it again went over 2000 meters, where it was in second spot as they entered the home straight, but did not find anything on the winner, which was Leonardo. Fell short by almost 6 lengths. Number 3 is Odin. Odin has had few starts in this season. Its best start was in race number 54, where it got the measure of Prosperous Prince, who was another runner in this race. The run we are looking at is from race number 70, where Odin took the turn in 3rd spot. When asked for no effort, Odin didn't really accelerate, in fact fell back and eventually finished on 7th of 10 runners. The winner here was Full of Grace, who got that race in the steward's room. Number 4 is Prosperous Prince. This run we are looking at is from race number 54, where Prosperous Prince got into a ding-dong battle with Odin, another runner from this race, and eventually fell short by almost length and a half. Today again ridden by Hindu Singh. We move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Safari Handicap for horses rated 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. First up, we have a couple of runners we are looking at from race number 67, where they went over 1400 meters. First up, we had El Patron. El Patron was in second spot as they entered the home straight, then got into a battle with the winner and eventually fell short and finished on 3rd. Number 2 was Indian Star. Indian Star was way back in the field, was in fact in 6th spot as they turned for home. Made up late ground on the wide outside and came out and finished on an eye-catching 2nd behind the winner, which was Toronaro. Number 3 is Sea Dragon. Perfect stride out of Queen of Hearts. Sea Dragon had 1 start in this season, where in race number 47 it went over 1400 meters, was in 2nd spot, was in a forward position, but when asked for an effort, you can see in the cream and black chevrons, Sea Dragon started weakening and eventually finished on 7th of 14 runners. The winner here was Sun God, who shocked one and all. Number 4 is Copper. Strong suit out of Sunset Sail. This run we are looking at is from race number 57, where Copper went over 1100 meters, was in 8th spot as they turned for home, made up a placing and eventually finished on 7th. The winner here was Yaz, who went on a start to finish mission and won that race by about 5 lengths. Number 4 is Eastern Empress. Has had 3 starts so far in this season, has not really made much of it. In its last start in race number 54 was racing detached from the field and just finished on, was an over 30 lengths behind the winner, which was Odin. Couple of runners we are looking at. This is from the race number 60, where we had number 6 was Script. Script was in a very forward position, was leading the pack until they turned for home, then weakened and fell short. We had number 2 Daddy's Dream, who was chasing Script into the race and also gave up and eventually finished on 7th. The winner here was Divine Chakra, who weaved a passage down the center and took charge, won that race by almost 6 lengths. Moving on to the third race of the afternoon, the Police Martyrs Cup for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. Couple of runners we are looking at. The start is from race number 56. We had Blue Origin and Sheerforce. Blue Origin, who led this field and eventually won that race, beating off the late challenge of Jaw of It, won that race by almost half a length. The other runner was Sheerforce. Sheerforce, as it turned for home, Sheerforce was in second spot when asked for an effort. As you can see in the royal blue and white epaulets, Sheerforce weakened slightly and eventually finished on fifth. The winner was Full Volume. Moving on to number 3, Pontius Pilot. Couple of starts for Pontius Pilot. First up, it finished on 9th in race number 39 over 1100 meters. In his last start, Pontius Pilot was in last spot, eventually finished on last. And it was noted after the race that Pontius Pilot was trotting lame. Move on to number 4, the Flying Eagle. 3 starts for the Flying Eagle. First up, it finished on 5th in race number 32 behind Cape Tanaros over 1200 meters. Then it finished on 7th in race number 48 over 1400 meters behind Mandolin. In its last start, the Flying Eagle was in 4th spot when the race came to a boil and eventually weakened and finished on 6th of 10 runners. The winner here was Agostini Karachi, who won that race by almost a length. Number 5 is Goose, who has had a few starts in this season, 6 to be precise, and has had a couple of placed efforts, but the run we are looking at is from race number 70, where it went over 1600 meters, took the turn in 8th spot, made a couple of placings towards the inside, you can see in the pink jacket with the black diamonds, and eventually finished on 6th of 10 runners. The winner here was Full of Grace. Number 6 is Dr. Doom, has had 3 starts. First 2 starts was unlucky, met one better each time. First up, it finished on 2nd to Southern Lad, then it finished on 2nd to Mescal. In his last start, Dr. Doom took charge into the last 200 meters and won that race by over 2 lengths, beating Shivalik Silk, who came out with a late dash. Number 9 is Indian Tiger. Indian Tiger has had 4 starts. First up, it finished on 4th in race number 9 behind Leonardo. Then it finished on 3rd behind Properly Posh in race number 18. Then it finished on 5th in race number 24 behind Perfect Rendition. In his last start, was in a forward position. Then when asked for an effort, did not have much to offer, fell back and finished on last. It was noted after the race that Indian Tiger was trotting lame. Moving on to the 4th race of the card, the Kolkata Mounted Police Cup. For horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we got number 1, Monteverdi, who's had 3 starts. First up, it won in race number 12, where it got the measure of Magneto over 1400 meters. Then in the 2000 guineas, it finished on 2nd to Imperial Power. In the Derby, Monteverdi was in front, was finding something, but there was a late surge by both Success and Travalius, and Monteverdi could only settle for 3rd spot. Number 2 is Maktub. After coming down from Hyderabad, it had 1 start. This run we are looking at is from race number 52, where it went over 1400 meters. Maktub was in 2nd spot. When asked for an effort, Maktub did not really accelerate and eventually finished on 4th of 5 runners. The winner here was Regency Smile, who thus completed a hat-trick. Three runners we got. Number 3 is D Your Play Your Way for Centurion, and 7 is Mandolin. D Your Play Your Way was in front until the last 250 meters, where it fell short and finished on 3rd. Number 4 was Centurion. Centurion, who was in 4th spot, came up with a run and finished on 4th, was the favorite. Number 7 was Mandolin. Mandolin, after finishing on 2nd in his earlier start behind Cole Pursuit in this run, Mandeville was in 6th spot, came up with a late dash and got that race by a head, beating Divine Hunt. Couple of runners we got. Number 5 is Agostini Karachi. Agostini Karachi, after finishing on 4th in his first start on the Calcutta track, in his last start was in 3rd spot, weaved a passage towards the inside and took charge and won that race. The other runner we have is number 6, D My Heart. D My Heart was in a forward position, was in front, then weakened and eventually finished on 5th. Number 8 is Pisa. After coming down from Western India, Pisa first start had a race number 51, where Pisa was in 6th spot, came up with a late dash and eventually fell short and finished on second behind Regency Smile. Number 9 is Dream Station, another runner who has come down from Hyderabad. The first start it had in race number 70 was in 10th spot as they ended the home straight. Was Dream Station, but then made a couple of placings and finished on 8 of 10 runners. The winner here was Full of Grace, who got that race in the steward's room. We move on to the 5th race in today's card, the Police Commissioner's Cup. For horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we're looking at number 1, Basharat. Basharat, who's had 3 starts so far. Its best start was its first start, where it finished on 2nd behind 3rd Avenue over 1600 meters. Subsequently, it finished on 4th in his next start in race number 39 behind Silver Rita. In this start, Basharat was a little slow out of the gates and eventually took the turn in 3rd spot and stayed on in 3rd. The winner here was Summer Night, who won that race by almost 2.5 lengths. Number 2 is Arabian Queen. Arabian Queen has had 4 starts so far. First up, it finished on 2nd in race number 4 behind Queenstown. Then it finished on 3rd in the 1000 Guineas behind Success. Then it finished on 5th in the Oaks behind Success again. In its last start in race number 53, it was in 2nd spot. Then as they turned for home, took charge and won that race by almost 5 lengths, beating Rimmel into 2nd. Number 3 is Black Pearl, once a wonder horse, has slowly been brought back to fitness in its first 2 starts. First up, it finished on 3rd behind Cape Tanaros. In his next start, Black Pearl was installed the favourite, took the turn in 2nd last spot, then made up some late gains on the wide outside you can see on your top screen, and eventually came out and finished on 3rd behind Cape Tanaros. Moving on to number 4, Santana, who's had couple of starts, has been a tad unlucky in this season. First up, it finished on 2nd to Secret Pearl in race number 14 over 1400 meters. In his last start, Santana was in 3rd spot, then tried to get an inside run, then had to be switched out and eventually came out and finished on 3rd. The winner here was Regency Smile, who won that race by 3 parts of length, beating Presidential into 2nd. Couple of runners here. Number 5 is Silver Rita, who's completed a hat-trick, couple of wins in the monsoon season. Its last start in race number 39, Silver Rita was in 2nd spot, was then given the cue and came out and won that race by a length and a quarter, beating Galen into 2nd. The other runner was Livisilla. Livisilla had couple of wins in the monsoon season. This season has been finishing on 5th in couple of starts. First up, it finished on 5th in race number 2 behind 3rd Avenue. In his last start, it finished on 5th behind Silver Rita. Number 7 is Thunderclap. Thunderclap, after moving base from Western India, first start on this track in race number 63. It was racing in the wrong end of the field until the race came to a boil, where it started moving with a raking stride, but the race was already over and Thunderclap finished on a credible 4th behind Agostini Karachi. Number 8 is Devuska. Devuska has had 3 starts. First up, it finished on 2nd in race number 9 behind Leonardo. Then in race number 30, it finished on 3rd behind Risina Star over 1200 meters. In his last start, was in last spot as they entered the home straight after being slowly out of the gates, but came up with a flying stride and eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Blue Origin, who went on a start to finish mission and won that race by half a length. We move on to the 6th and feature race of the afternoon, the Indian Champion Stakes, Grade 3 for horses 3-year-old only, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we're looking at number 1, Dedicate, Dali out of Star Mountain. One start for Dedicate. When what a start it was in race number 43, it made every post a winning one. Was given a breather by the jockey as they entered the home straight, then again kicked away from the field and beat La Dominate by almost 5 lengths. Couple of runners. Number 2, Merope, Western Aristocrat out of Panamera. What a start for Merope in race number 50, where it went over 1200 meters, was in 5th spot. came up with a run down the center and took charge, won that race very impressively. On the other hand, number 4 Ramiel, win legend out of Angelique, very well-bred horse, was in second spot when the race came to a boil. Ramiel weakened and eventually finished on 4th. Moving on to number 5, Grace, multi-dimensional out of Irises. The start here is in race number 64, where Grace went over 1200 meters, ran a little green, and eventually finished on 2nd, almost 3 1/4 lengths behind the winner, which was Kind of Magic. We move on to the 7th and last race of the day, the Kalia Handicap, for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. First up, we got a couple of runners. Number 1, Castillo. Number 9, Memorable Memories. Castillo has been placing a couple of starts in a row. And first up, it finished on 3rd in race number 55 behind Mount Reno over 1100 meters. And his last start was in 2nd spot, then eventually finished on 3rd. And number 9 is Memorable Memories. Memorable Memories has had few starts in this season, and his last start, Memorable Memories, was in 12th spot as they entered the home straight. Was a little slowly out of the gates, then made up some placings and eventually finished on 10th. The winner here was Mescal. Mount Reno, this run we are looking at for Mount Reno is from race number 55, where Mount Reno went over 1100 meters, was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, took the inside run and weaved a passage and took charge into the last 150 meters or so, and Mount Reno won that race by 2 1/4 lengths, beating Bread and Butter into 2nd. Number 3 is Tuscany. Tuscany won a couple of races on the trot, and it was kept away, ran after a long layoff in race number 56, where Tuscany was in 5th spot as they entered the home straight. When asked for an effort, Tuscany did not show its usual acceleration and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Blue Origin, who made every poster winning one. Number 4, D Salam Rocky Pie. This run we are looking at is from race number 54, where it went over 2000 meters. At the turn, it was in 5th spot, did not make any further improvement, finished on 5th. The winner here was Odin, who won that race by almost length and a half. Couple of runners. Number 6 is UV. UV has had quite a few starts. His best start was in race number 34, where it finished on 3rd behind Regency Smile over 1200 meters. Over here in race number 62 was in 8th spot, made up couple of placings and finished on 6th. The other runner in this race was Glimmer of Hope. Glimmer of Hope, its first start on the Calcutta track, was blocked for room at the 800, then eventually finished on 8th of 10 runners. The winner here was Dr. Doom. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.